Hi folks, and welcome to the Filmomik channel. And today I'm on a little walk for a quest, if you so will, because I'm walking on the tracks of a local legend, and this legend seems to be rather simple, but actually, personally, I think it has rather complex roots, and this is what I'm all about. But first things first, the legend goes as this. Because once upon a time, there was a wanderer who needed to get from Ennepetal to Hohenlimburg fast. It isn't stated why he needed to make haste in the legend, only he needed to go fast, and it was in Ennepetal region, or in the village of Ennepetal, or in the valley of the river Ennepe, because this is what it is. He met a dwarf. Now, as far as my research goes, dwarf is not a very polite thing to say, because it derives from Middle High German Getwerk, which has the element twerk, which has something to do with torque. Someone is torqued, someone is grotesquely disabled or something. So if you call someone a dwarf, you are stating that he is grotesquely disfigured, and that's not a polite thing to say. There is another name, though, that is quartz, and the quartz stone is the same element. And what this might mean, it might derive from Germanic quertho or pertho, which seems to stand for something hidden, something removed from view. And I think this is rather fitting, because there are several names for the subterranean beings or what have you. Take note, I am not saying that they exist, I'm not saying that they don't exist. It is just a legend I'm relating to, because I cannot evaluate whether or not this is the case. So please take note, this is not some wild conspiracy theory, and if you expected that, well, there are other sites to go to. So don't take offense. I don't take offense if you do. So, but then we put that straight beforehand. But the legend says that this wanderer met someone of the hidden folk, and I am on the tracks on the place where this might have happened, and maybe this is a sign. I show you. Because this might be an owl's feather or something. Don't know. Let me know in the comments if you know. I think I will have a closer look. Well, I don't think so. I don't think it's an owl's feather. Because there are no bigger serrations at the edges. Must be a buzzard or something. Anyway, it's cool to find some cool feather. I like me some feathers, but well, put that to my cap. And well, so like so. Oh well, doesn't look the part. So well, I'm on my way, and said wanderer met said member of the hidden folk in the woods, and this member of the hidden folk talked to him, and I think they talked a little, and how's the weather, and how's the family, how do you do, and maybe they related some stories to each other, and well, and the wanderer said, well, I must make haste, I must be on my way, and said member of the hidden folk, well, I've got a shortcut for you, and you could go into the hill, beneath the mountain, says the dwarf. I call him dwarf for convenience reasons. And just take care. Here's a fox. And just take care to always, whatever might happen, to cling to his tail. And gives the fox to the wanderer. The wanderer is deeply grateful. And he is going through the gates of the mountain. And well, always clings to the tail of the fox, and lights himself a little light, I think, and maybe even a lantern or something, and goes through the darkness. And the darkness is rather terrifying, and it's taking some time through the mountain, and there are wonders beyond compare, wonders the like of which he hasn't ever seen or ever thought of. And so he passes by curtains of cinder and crystals and darkness and terrors and bats in the darkness, and there's rustling and whispering all around him. But what he does is he religiously sticks to what the hidden one had said to him, and clings to the tail of the fox, and everything turns out all right. And at one point, because not any darkness can last forever, any darkness can last forever, and he steps through the gate of the hoons. Well, but this said gate has this name for a reason, because there is a big ass giant sitting before the gates, and he's lighting a fire, and you can hear his stomach grumble, and the wanderer is in hiding, and the giant mumbles to himself, I'm so hungry, and I'm smelling man flesh. And terrified, the wanderer lets go of the tail of the fox. And the fox jumps and passes right before the nose of the giant, and the giant's like, oh, there's a fox, I must follow him, and pursues the fox and makes way for the wanderer, and he can complete his journey safely down the hill, just down the hill to the village of Hohenlimburg. And this is how the legend goes. And now I am on the other side of the mountain. I'm on a rather demanding trail. Look at but got my trusty holly stick, and I'm on my way to a site that might be of any interest for you and for me, because this is a place linked to another legend. Because a saying goes that nearby, on this very hill, there is a kingdom of the hidden ones, or of the dwarfs, if you so will. And I'm gaining height rather fast. Look, that's the river. That's more of a creek, actually. That's the Ermpe. The river Ennepe. And a saying has it that the hidden ones lived in this mountain, and that the gates are sealed. Now the question is, who are the hidden ones? And actually, I personally think the legend has something to do with the name of the neighboring region, and with the name of the German name of the Germany, Deutschland, because the name of the Sauerland has nothing to do with sour, as in the taste, but it derives from Siwar, or Theodisk. Theodisk land. And this is the thing. It just means the land of the people. It doesn't say what people. And obviously, this is targeted towards, well, maybe peasants, simple folk, and it's just the land of the people is where people do live. Doesn't say what people, and this is directed to the address of any racists out there, because Germany has always been a migration country. One of the greatest heroic ages of German history was the migration period. It is the golden age of poetry, where all the big legends took place. And so, well, but it might also be that the folk, the term folk might target the folk, because over here there are a million legends everywhere. There are local legends everywhere. There is about every rock and every tree and every place there is an ancient legend that's circling around that, and and one of these legends, and I have just arrived at the place I wanted to show you. One of these legends is centered around this one, because people have called it, I don't know if anyone knows still, because at one point I was collecting legends and talking to elderly people, and I don't know if anyone else did that, and I never published what I collected only now. And if you look at that, there are actually some petroglyphs, but they are obviously of human or rather recent. It's not something something that's really old or historical. It's just some decades ago, I think, when people still try to make art. And well, there are actually a lot of inscriptions over here, and just need to find my way. Ah, well, there they are. A little bit off trail here, and take note, these are not of any mystical origin. It's just art, and I actually love it. Look at that. Also something silly. Some, well, not a bad motto to live by. Here's a half face. Some are pretty good, some are simple, even cartoonesque. But I think this is how all these graffitis and inscriptions that we stand in awe before have come to be. And well, this is something that I think might be profound in ages to come. And the question is, what will further civilizations, if any will still exist, will make out of this place? Well, but that's just a question on the way. What I want to show you, what I really wanted to show you, are the gates into the mountain. They are sealed, obviously. And there is no way for us mere mortals to open them. But this might as well have been a place where the wanderer entered the mountain. There is hinge, nor doorknob, and you can't knock. But maybe sometime, maybe soon, maybe in 1,000 years to come, they will open again and will welcome the strangers that we are into the wealth and calm of the kingdom of the hidden ones. Well, and even if it is just a piece of rock, the place is beautiful. So enjoy. Well, and I perfectly do understand how someone gets the idea that this is some sort of a mythical place, and because it is. It has some certain air to it, and what I really do love is that about my home region is how deeply everything is woven into each other, and and that there are still legends to be found and lived, and it's all there. It's not something, and I think this is something. Well, it's a little bit difficult because there is some sort of colonialism that colonializes the mind, and in order to reverse that, because this is what we need to do in order to survive, we just need to get out there. And no, we don't need to believe in dwarfs, if you so will, or the hidden ones, or white women, or sprites, or what have you, but or the Buxton Wolf. There's another legend in this dale that in dark nights there is a figure roaming about, dressed in rags, with a color that is barely recognizable, belted with a burning chain of iron, and in the shape of a man-wolf, which is the Buxton Wolf. And what he does is just drawing his chain behind him and walking along the Yampa Valley, or Anapo Valley. Yampa is the old word in the old dialect or old language, which is Nether German, in this region. And there's also a legend of more recent date of some Redemeister, which is the master of an iron forge, who turned to a sinister being that lived in his pond and became corrupted by it, and became something half eel and half kraken, and now dwelt in the swamp, eating children in moonless nights. And well, there is an abundance of stories, and the stories are here for a reason. They are to be told. They are a tool of socialization and connection, of connection to the land and of connection to people. And if you huddle around the warm oven while you're, well, spinning your wool, or spinning yarn, or carving a tool handle or something, and you tell yourself stories. You tell yourself stories by the fire. This connects you to each other. You move closer to each other when it's cold outside and the wind is howling at the shutters and something. And well, this is something really valuable, and I think this is really important in our times, because they tried to take that from us. They try to take the stories from us. They try to take love and connection from us. Love to the land, love for the land, love for the for your fellow people, and be them as what they may. It's not about just German people, because other people have other stories, and you can tell stories, and you can connect to each other. And I think one of the most valuable things is connecting via food and something. One example is there's this cultural culture club in here in the vicinity, and they had a problem because one of the most traditional dishes in this region is green cabbage with sausage and a lot of meat, and they were and then they had the problem that they wanted to welcome some Muslims, and obviously everything in there was pork, and you use pork fat to put some flavor in before you even cook the cabbage. Then you put the sausages in. Then you put uh, the pork belly in, and stuff. Smoked pork belly is traditional in this, or smoked pork um, chops or something. And now they had a problem because they wanted to share exactly this dish because it is so traditional for this region, but well, they couldn't. But they came up together with a solution because they use lamb and beef in it. It wasn't the most traditional dish anymore, but they could share this. And well, the fact that I tell this story is that they also created a story. And a story means connection, and this is how things come to be. And this is something that's really important. And if there's no Muslim around, they can eat their pork belly and pork chops and pork sausage, right? And use bacon for flavoring the cabbage and what have you. But in this case, they just opened up and created something new, and a story flows from a story, and from these stories another story flows, and it's all connected to the land, and it is a web that is sending its tendrils all over not only the actual land but also the land of dreams. And it is perfectly okay if there is no evidence for dwarves or the hidden ones. If there's no actual, well, there would be no actual evidence for dwarves. Because historically speaking, well, there might be, and this might be commonplace and nothing mythological, by the way, and no little otherworldly beings, but well, other humans. Maybe not. I don't know. And I don't want to claim I know. This is what I want to say. It's a story, and it's a part of what we are. It's a part of what the land is. And in Icelandic, the hidden folks are called landvettir, which translates to the guardians of the land. And I think it is the same with this here region. These concepts, if you so will, if that intellectualism is allowed over here. I constantly think someone taps me on the shoulder and then tells me off not to be so fucking profane. Because, well, there's one part of me actually, well, it's perfectly okay to believe in that, because, well, it's enriching. It's not something that's bad not to believe in legends, because one thing is if you believe that you take up a rock, and if you want to let it fall, no, it won't go up. It will fall down, and you need to keep that in mind. And even with stories and legend, and you need to keep grounded, is what I want to say. So this is there is a time and place for legends, and there's a time and place for realities, and sometimes both merge. And it is interesting and fascinating to find out the places and the time and the stories where both worlds merge. But it is not as easy as a lot of people tell you on the internet, with some AI generated movies of little beings crawling about. I'm not saying that this might not be possible. I'm not saying that I've had my mystical encounters myself. It's just that I can't say whether or not this was due to my imagination, which is perfectly okay. Imagination is a really great thing. It's awesome. It's not something you need to be ashamed of. That's not the problem. But you need to discern imagination from reality, and this is something really difficult, because it might as well be that the gate will open now, and there will be a host coming out, and or someone just standing before me and telling me off for being so profane. Might be. The possibility is there still. But on the other hand, well, the probability of this going to happen is not really high, because I've been here for 1,000 times. It was a place I loved to be at my childhood, and well, it doesn't happen in that way. It doesn't happen like you expect it to happen. If it happens, whether or not it happens remains to be discussed. This is something that might drive us as modern people mad, but personally I believe that the people from other times didn't have a big problem with that. It's just not a thing that they were afraid of, because it could be or not be, and there was work to be done, and they did the work, and they did as much work as was needed, and then they called it quits. And I think it was a hard life in these days, but also a richer life, because, well, we forgot to connect, and this is what I want to say with this video. The connection is still there, and we can reclaim it if you don't fall for the lies that we have been told, and a culture that is constantly kicking us up the spine and demanding that we run ever faster. Well, I must admit I had things to do today, but I didn't, and instead I went up here because well, the feeling I have in these days has been ever more that it is absolutely irrelevant with whether I do comply to society or not. I was as compliant as fuck, and I don't wish anyone any harm, and I'm not crying revolution, and I'm not saying, well, up the barricades or what have you. It will happen, but it's silly. It's not radical enough. A revolution isn't radical enough, because we don't need more conflict and war and violence and bloodshed and what have you. And what's the outcome? It's just other people becoming as greedy as the ruling class. And there's a new ruling class, and there's shit will hit the fan again and again and again, and mankind will ultimately die out, because it doesn't work. It won't save our ass. Even a revolution wouldn't. What we would need to do is to reconnect and just turn our backs to all the fuss and all the shit going on. Well, but it is possible, because the stories are still here. Not only the stories, but the knowledge too. And a lot of knowledge is hidden in stories and recipes, food, good things, a garden, honest work, an honest sweat, not some bullshit job like business promotion or something, which I did actually. So I can I'm merely bashing myself. What I want to say is, if you get some stories, enjoy them. Enjoy them as they are. You don't need to over-interpret them. Just take them as they are and tell them and enjoy it. Enjoy the connection. Enjoy the connection to people, the connection to the land. And because this is what it's all about. That said, I hope you enjoyed the video. I thank you for watching and for bearing with me, and hope you like the place as much as I do, and stay sane and healthy as usual. Enjoy the forest, and see you soon. Bye.